Her father's cozy study that always smelled like bay rum and pipe tobacco, her mother's prim and stately sitting room where punishments were doled out, and here the main library with thousands of books no one ever read. And yet Maxine sat on the unblemished leather sofa, bare feet curled under her, reading a leather-bound book Martha doubted had been opened in 100 years. She did a double-take when she saw the title. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Wasn't that a kid's book? Leave it to her mother to find the stuffiest edition of a child's book for her snooty library. Max looked up from the book and stared at Martha with Eleanor's too smart, all-knowing dark blue eyes. The I know you're going to leave look. The look of disapproval, disappointment, judgment. How on earth could a kid not yet 10 have mastered the Max Revere glare so quickly? Martha straightened her spine. This was for the best. Huh, that sounded like something Eleanor would say. This is the second time I've caught you sneaking back into the house this week. You're grounded. Your father and I decided to take your car for a month. It is for the best. You need to learn responsibility and respect, Martha, to understand that you have a duty to family and community because you are a Revere. Eleanor never understood that Martha wasn't like them. She needed to be free, not living in the stuffy confines of norms and responsibility and expectations. Why the hell should she have any duty to anyone but herself? "Are you coming back?" Maxine asked in her quiet, too regal voice. "Of course, silly," Martha said. "I always do." This time, however, she wasn't certain she would return, or when. Maxine had been turning into her mother, even though Martha had done everything in her power to make sure Maxine didn't end up a Revere. Maybe genetics had more to do with personality than anyone thought. "When?" "I don't know. Why do I need to give you a schedule? Look at this place. It's huge. It wasn't all bad growing up here. And there are books. You love books. You've been nagging me about school. Now you can go. See? Win-win." Why Maxine wanted to go to school, Martha would never understand. She hated school from day one when Sierra Noble pushed her off the swing and said that there were rules to the playground and Sierra made the rules. And the first rule was that she always got to swing first at recess. Martha hated rules before Sierra, and she hated them twice as much after that little bitch. Of course, Martha had gotten back at the whiny, self-absorbed bully, and it never came back on her because she was that good. She almost smiled at the memory of Sierra crying her big brown eyes out. She'd waited years for her revenge, but it was so worth it. "But I didn't cheat." "We have solid evidence, Sierra. School policy dictates a 0 on the final, plus a 3-day suspension. I'm sorry, Sierra. We certainly expected better of you." Martha had always been good at school, at least good enough to get by, manipulate the teachers, and make her parents happy. At least with grades, but that didn't mean that she enjoyed it, or found it at all necessary. "Look, Maxie, I'll try to be back by your birthday, okay? That's only a few weeks away." 5 weeks. Jeez, semantics. I have things I want to do, okay? And you can't come with me. You'll fit in perfectly here. You're exactly like my mother. She hadn't meant to say that, or use that tone. Was the kid going to cry? God, she hated when Maxie cried, almost as much as she hated the look of disappointment on her face. Fortunately, she rarely cried. "Why can't you let me live with my father? I've never even met him. It's not fair." Fair. What about life?